Hello and welcome to Tabletop Oddity. My name is Jay and it's a very quick question today. I'm very intrigued in what your opinions are on how frequently you think FFG should update the points for X-Wing. Now, there's a whole different conversation we could have about balance and whether or not the meta is fun, whether or not having a meta is a problem, all that kind of stuff. But we have been told that we'll get point changes every 6 months. And for those of you who don't know, essentially, X-Wing doesn't have points on the cards anymore. Gives FFG a lot more versatility to balance things, that kind of stuff. However, they've said they're going to do big changes every 6 months. Now, they might do smaller changes, which I think would be a good idea. I think 6 months between a big change and a big change would be a bit of a problem. And this all stemmed from, I was watching First Earth the other day, the French nationals, and Simon said, he was talking about if they do a big change every 6 months and they're going to be what it was in the old days, which I can't really speak too much for, but essentially he was saying that they did changes that frequently anyway, new units, that kind of stuff, and the meta was essentially a 6 month period anyway. So he was saying if they're only going to do it that frequently, then it's no different from the old time. The downside to doing frequent updates is at the high level of competitive play, people will not be confident that they can practice their list because it might get changed before the next event. So they wouldn't want to do that. But there's people like me who aren't really bothered. The only thing that I would want to see is fun lists at the minute, because I'm not that competitive. I'm trying to be, but I'm not good enough to be competitive at the minute. And I guess the argument is how quickly should FFG act if the meta becomes stale, stagnant, or is simply not fun. Some people don't. I was watching Rasta with the Weekend Warlords talking about how he didn't find the meta very fun at the moment, and he was sure it was going to swing back, more options would be available and that kind of stuff. I'm finding it fun enough, but essentially what we would like in a balanced game would be that more lists were viable. You could pick the list you found fun, and yeah, you'd come across lists you didn't find fun, but as long as you found your list fun, you would be happy. So how quickly should and how significant should the changes be? That's sort of the question, and it's not really this isn't me prescribed. Normally when I come on and I have an idea about these, I personally think maybe like a mild change every 3 months and a big change every 6 months would be fine. Just because I feel like at the minute it's not balanced, but it's not imbalanced with intent. It's not like FFG has said, oh, we would either have 40% players playing Imperials, playing Death Ray and Whisper, whatever. They haven't said that. That's just the players themselves being like, we think these are the most popular, the best, so we're going to take them, and they end up being the most popular. So how do FFG fix that, and how quickly should they fix something like that? Should they be like, well, we don't find that list fun, so we're going to change this list? Or should they be like, well, the Rebels aren't getting played too much, so we'll just cut the Rebels and we'll leave it there? I don't think there is a right answer to this. I think we all appreciate that, as I said, the end goal is getting to a situation where the list you want to fly is viable, and every faction is viable, and it's all about equal. Hopefully, FFG can tweak it so it's more, there's less swings in the viability and in the fun of the meta. They want everything to be slightly balanced, but maybe we're a bit sick of this meta a little bit, so we'll just nerf that a little bit, and then that'll not get played, and then little bits. Whereas at the minute it's sort of like, these ships are never getting played. These ships are never getting played, and these ships are the best. And I feel like FFG will probably want to merge that too a bit, and they might need to do frequent updates of the points now, and then in the future maybe less as we get on, because things are balanced. Maybe they can wait 3 months and it's the meta will be healthy and viable. It's awkward for me to talk about something like this because I'm trying to be competitive, but I'm enjoying everything at the minute, and I'm just sort of flying what I own, which happens to be a Punisher and some aces, which is sort of like the meta anyway. So I've ditched that, and I'm going to try and play Rebels really badly, so that's my move. But I figure I'm not, I'd rather try and learn the different factions than to pick a faction, try and play the best list and just get smashed. I'd rather learn as much as I can in many different ways. So it's awkward for me to talk about because I don't really have a strong opinion. I don't really know what happened in the past. All I know is that Ideally, surely everybody here wants a nice middle ground with a fun meta where most things are viable. And you can compare that to something like League of Legends. League of Legends in the last year had a nice little meta. People enjoyed it last year probably more than previous years. Yes, it jumped up and down a little bit, but a lot more champions were viable. And I think we want a lot more ships to be viable. We want every ship to have to occasionally see it. You want almost like every ship to be at a tournament, I guess would be ideal. And every ship, people to be thinking like, well, I'm going to use this competitively because I think in this list it's the best. That's what you want. At least that's what I think people want. But let me know your thoughts. Like, what kind of player are you? How frequently do you want these points to change? Do you want them to change at all? I mean, you probably want them to change a little bit. I really like the fact that they've gone digital. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. I'm very intrigued, and I'm legitimately sincere in that sense that I'm not trying to claim to be an authority. So I'm very interested in your opinions in this. Very interested in your opinions in this matter, which I actually am. So yeah, let me know. I just thought I'd come on, talk about it because it was something that was in my head after French Nationals. Have a most beautiful day. If you want to see more X-Wing content than do like, if you're not already subscribed, then come on, sort your life out. Have a most beautiful day, and goodbye. Bye guys.